Hey, so I joined the AuthorTube group on Facebook, but I never made a newbie video. I guess because I had been on YouTube forever, and it just felt really weird trying to make a video. And I had made a welcome video on my YouTube site, but I never made an AuthorTube video. So if you don't know what AuthorTube is, it's just a community of authors that get together and they do supplemental or companionship videos. There's collabs being done and things like that. But you should try to introduce yourself to the community, and something I didn't do and I'm going to do now. So first, let me introduce myself. My name is Sylvia Hubbard, and I am an author of over 50 romance suspense books, and I'm founder of Motel Writers Network. Right, that's what I am. I had to think about it. I'm a mompreneur. That means I do business and I raise kids. But it's over 23 years of being a mompreneur, so I've been a mom a long time. And so let me get to my questions, because there was a couple of them. So let's go. Not a couple of them, there was a lot of them. Okay, so the first one is, how did you find out about AuthorTube? So I knew about BookTube, which was readers have their videos and they review books, and they have a book community as well. I don't do, unless it's like technical books, I really don't do reviews on them. I mean, I probably should do them, and I probably will. I will probably start doing them to get fodder to my videos, but I do reviews on books that are kind of like my books, or books that are based in Michigan or Detroit, so I can start doing those. But AuthorTube kind of was a dispatch of BookTube, so I've known about it for a long time, a really long time. So the next question is, what genres do you write in? I write in romance suspense. And then if you go below that, I would say contemporary, urban, erotica, thriller, intrigue, noir, dark, in those specific categories. So yeah, I like to kill people, and I like people to fall in love, and I like to keep you on the edge of your seats. So that's pretty much how I write. The next one is, what is your preferred point of view? So I love third person. I love third person a lot. I'm more comfortable in third person than anything. I did do one first person book, and sometimes my shorts have been first person. But Diary of a was my very first novella kind of that I did, and but basically I had to trick my brain into doing it by writing like literally a diary from the main character Cheryl, who was talking about, you know, how her life of meeting sleeping with all the wrong men to, you know, hopefully get to the right one was really not working for her. But that one turned out to be pretty good. And a lot of readers did enjoy it, but it was kind of weird just to write first person, but I do enjoy third person. So majority, 99.9% of most of my books, all of my books are third person POV. Are you a plotter, pantser, or plantser? Plantser. And if you don't know, what a plotter is, someone who does an outline. A pantser who just writes from a blank paper from the seat of their pants. And a plantser is someone who kind of does both. So in the beginning of my writing journey, I would say I was a pantser. I just opened up a blank sheet of paper, or blank, you know, computer document, and just started. Where I was is where I was, and where I was going to be was where I headed. Now I'm kind of a plantser, because I kind of put a lot more intrigue into my stories, and more subplots are behind it, motivations and stuff. So I've grown as an author and a writer, and that's really kind of awesome. I like that. Are you published, self-published, or soon to be published? So I am self-published. I've self-published all of my books. I have talked to publishing companies and agents, but to be honest, I'm kind of selfish, so I don't do it because it's just right now at this time in my life, I have made a nice income in terms of providing for myself and my children. So I really, to do it is kind of, I just don't. So I don't want to be like, I mean, if the opportunity is good for me and for them, then I would do it. But other than that, I probably won't. My next step most likely will be going into film, because I have enough content and material for that. So that probably be my next step. But I'm still going to keep publishing on my own and, making my income from that. What is your dream publishing house or literary life? I guess being able to just travel in an RV with my husband and just write books, publish books, and garner readers. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much my life. That would be my dream literary life. I keep myself on deadline. This year has been kind of like I've been off deadline for a couple of years, but this year has been tough. But I keep myself on deadline when it comes to finishing up a book. So just doing my own thing, just writing, publishing, marketing, writing, publishing, marketing. That's my dream life, of just traveling the country in an RV with my husband, coming home occasionally, check in with the family, check in the house, and then getting right back on the road and just write wherever we are in the middle of nowhere. And that's my dream life. That's my dream literary life. What AuthorTube videos can we expect to find on your YouTube channel? So on this like in my welcome video, I did say, so I want to do like, just coffee talks, share my thoughts, deep thoughts and things like that, kind of storyboarding or throwing out ideas of what I want to do or how my story is going and the struggles I'm going through. How-tos, I have those as well, and you can check those out in the playlist. And then hopefully start doing like small writing sessions. I might do like 15-20 minutes. I don't want you just sitting there staring at me writing and everything, but just those talking about how-tos on publishing, writing, and marketing. I'm going to do more of those, hopefully being an authorpreneur, and not just being an authorpreneur. I think when we think of that, we think about it's just the marketing journey. I think it's work, the work that it takes to be an author, and the work it takes to run an author website, the work it takes to just sit down and write. That's work. The work it takes to do the small little steps that we sometimes overlook when we're publishing. I want to talk more about that. And how to run a business and raise kids. So being a mompreneur, but being like an authorpreneur as well, it's really tough. And it was really difficult raising 3 small children and trying to write, publish, and market books on my own. And it wasn't like I was getting help. People say, well, you have food stamps and all of that. I didn't have that. I didn't have that luxury. I'm sorry. I didn't get any help or aid from, outside forces or anything like that. What I brought in is what I provided for my family. And I am blessed that I made a decent amount of income to help me out, so I didn't have to get like a third job. And so, I appreciate that. But I do want to make videos for parents, especially single moms, single dads, who are trying to find their passion and trying to, of course, balance the household and the kids with it, because it's no joke. It is difficult. It is hard work. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get to where I have gotten to, and I hope to get even further as we progress, and hopefully you'll enjoy my journey. Hopefully I'll enjoy it too. Okay, and also writer technology news and gadgets and stuff like that. I hope to do more things on that, like review videos on that and possible collabs. So if you're interested, pitch me something and let's see if we can do something together. So that's for that. When did you start writing? I think I'm going to do a separate video on that, because that's kind of like, a lot of people do ask me that question, and it goes into, I have to thank my mom for, you know, helping me get on my journey. But I'm gonna do a separate video on that, so yeah, subscribe for that. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe right now, and then share this video out when we are done. Do you schedule your writing sessions, or do you write when you can? I write when I can. Being a mom, I still do the same thing. Even though my kids are not with me anymore, I still do the same thing. I write when I can. So if I can write 500 words here in the morning, or I can do, you know, 1,000 words in the afternoon, and then I can do 500 more, that means I've done 2,000 a day. But I do tell myself I want to, what I do is I say I want to get through this scene for the day, and then we try to progress through that scene as we go through the day. Or I try to say, well, I want to try to get to the next chapter. So I give myself a point, not really a word count, but I try to pack as much word count in there as possible. Even when I accomplish my writing goal, like say I'm gonna do this scene where they have to do the restaurant scene and talk about the baby. So even if I get through that scene for the day, I try to then see if I can progress, and I look at my word count, and it doesn't feel like I've done enough. I still have time during that day. I still keep going. I don't say, oh, I'm gonna take the rest of the day off. I try to push myself every day to try to get more done than I would the previous day, so then I can I don't have a lot to do the next day. Do you write on the computer, typewriter, or by hand? I write on the computer and by hand. I have a remarkable tablet. Thank you, Karen Dion, for the recommendation. But I have a remarkable tablet, so I can write there. And then I also, and usually I'm using that to write new book ideas, because when I write by hand, it's kind of using another part of my brain that's not into the story that I'm currently writing. I know that sounds kind of weird. And then once I'm done with my current book that I am writing, then I go and pull that and I print it off, and then I start, writing on that. So I write both by computer and by hand. Yeah, pretty much both. What are you most looking forward to now that you're a part of the YouTube community? I guess knowledge, collaboration, and just helping when I can help. Be an asset, not a liability. That's always been my mantra. So whatever I can do, I hope to help and be more involved, and just make the world a better place with AuthorTube. Okay, and the last question was, what was the first story you ever wrote? So my first story I ever wrote was Dreams a Reality, and that was back in 2000. I did have it republished. I did have it republished, I believe, back in 2008, and it was like I was part of the Y2K bug where I had to finish a story, and then once I finished it, I was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and get it published, and I did a print on demand, and sent it to a print on demand company, and 2 weeks later on my porch was a book. So that was the first book, and it was basically about a woman who found herself moving back to Detroit. Well, she moved to Detroit, and she found herself part of an illegal drug experiment implemented by her doctor. I got the idea from when, because a lot of times when women go to the doctors and they tell them they have side effects, and the doctor, they say, well, this is going on, doctor, and the doctor's just like, oh, that's just side effects from this and this and this, and you're like, well, I haven't even done that, so why would I have side effects? And they'll just try to blow you off. But I wanted to focus on that in terms of, when we speak to doctors, we need to really speak and get our troubles handled, and not just let them blow it off. So that was kind of my point of the story, but it turned into this whole, of course, thriller psychological thing, and I'll probably make a video about that. How did I realize I was a psychological suspense writer? But yes, definitely I have gone into that direction, and I'm pretty proud of myself in that terms of growing as a writer. So that is my AuthorTube. If you want to see books by me, you can always go to sylviahubbard.com/books. You can check out my writing group at motownwriters.com. We meet every second Saturday. Now we do it online, virtual, on Facebook at 10 a.m. On our Facebook channel at facebook.com/group/motownwriters. You can join us there. We have great guest speakers who talk about their literary journey, and professionals who come out and teach us how to do things in the author community. For me, you can always, of course, subscribe here. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. I'm always putting out new content, and of course I have nonfiction books too, so you can go to my book site, like I said, sylviahubbard.com/books, and find out more and get more from me. Thank you guys. I'm gonna end it here because I have been talking for a long time, and thank you for listening. So you've already watched every movie on every streaming service and still craving more drama, intrigue, romance, and suspense? You can stay home and get transported to another great adventure. Author Sylvia Hubbard has a series of stories that will definitely draw you in and have you craving more. With over 50 titles like Secrets, Lies, and Family Ties, He Touched Me, Black's Innocence, and Deceptive Nights, you are sure to find something for everyone. From her short story ebooks to her novels to her exciting Choose Your Own Adventure site where you direct the action. Check out sylviahubbard.com and begin your exciting new adventure today.